without further ado, we'll give you the two teams, and we'll start with the home side, Stoke City, and in goal it's Ronnie Sinclair. At 2, John Butler. 3, Ray Wallace. 4, Ian Cranston. 5, Vince Overson. 6, Loris Sigurdsson. 7, Paul Allen. 8, Kevin Keane. 9, Paul Pesky-Salido. 10, Martin Carruthers. 11, Nigel Gleghorn. The subs are Scott, Gale, and the goalkeeping substitute is Mark Prudo. Port Vale line up as follows, and in goal it's Paul Musselwhite. 2, Brad Sanderman. 3, Alan Tankard. 4, Andy Porter. 5, Neil Aspin. 6, Dean Glover. 7, Ian Bogey. 8, Robin van der Laan. 9, Martin Foyle. 10, Tony Naylor. 11, Steve Guppy, substitute to Lee Glover, Kevin Kent, and Hardy-Ann van Hoosden. We're underway then. Balls with Sanderman. Sanderman looking for the options, measures one forward. Cut out by Wallace though. And there's no offside against Martin Carruthers, and Paul Musselwhite screws one into touch. Stoke City starting very, very strongly indeed, and Port Vale will need just to calm things down a little bit. Pesky-Salido, Kevin Keane making a run towards the near side. Martin Carruthers hanging at the back of the 6-yard area there in the Tony half cleared, van der Laan helping it along. Ray Wallace gets it back to Nigel Gleghorn. And Gleghorn in, and Musselwhite needs to be strong, and he measured it well, didn't Musselwhite never took his eye off the ball. And releases the throw to Tankard, who finds Guppy. Guppy crowded out of it though. This is Carruthers. Pesky-Salido! And that was a close thing. It's a bit frenetic out there at the moment as Musselwhite can make the clearance. And Tankard puts the boot on that one and finds Martin Foyle. Now with Port Vale needs support. He's played slightly behind van der Laan with the shot. It was a tame effort in the end. But there's it's a lovely sight that away to the goal to our right, a packed Boothen end, and they can be amongst the best in the Ensley League when they want to roll. But this is Tony Naylor, and he forces a good save into Ronnie Sinclair, and Naylor was through there. He got his shot on goal, and Tony Naylor did everything right there.
He certainly did, an excellent shot. It was goal bound, it was on target, the first real save that either keeper has had to make, and Ronnie Sinclair got down very well indeed, made a particularly good save, and of course he held on to the rebound as Naylor went following up for any scraps that were about. But an excellent move there by Port Vale, and a sign of things to come hopefully as far as their supporters are concerned.
Porter turns it infield, gives it away though to Ray Wallace. Ray Wallace finds Pesky-Salido again. Paul Allen, and this is Ray Wallace. Gets his shot on, and it's well lost by Paul Musselwhite. And you feel that Ray Wallace really ought to have done better with that, Simon, with the space and time that he had.
That's right, you seem to want an acre of time there, Ray Wallace. An excellent chance for Stoke City there. Like I said not so long ago, you don't get too many chances in a derby match, and that really can be put down to a very good chance, and really one of Stoke's best chances in the match so far. Right, yeah, Sanderman trying to control the ball right on the touchline there. I think he nudged it with his right arm. He didn't agree with the referee's decision, but it bounced up straight off the turf into his hand, and I think he just tried to nip that one around the Stoke defender there and trying to gain some advantage, but referee quite rightly in right position to give the right decision.
Well, there's a header there, and it's just wide from Nigel Gleghorn, and it was big John Gale that was causing the problems, and Stoke City very nearly stole the lead there. Well, it's the 22nd of April, and it feels like the 22nd of January. It is so cold here at the Victoria Ground, but the things are warming up on the pitch as Foyle finds Guppy down the overlap. Guppy skins his man there, gets the crossover, and Gleghorn back defending, and that was a moment of magic from Steve Guppy.
Just what John Lodge would be hoping for this afternoon. I said at half-time that Guppy hadn't really been in the first half, but he had an excellent delivery, a lovely link-up with Martin Foyle on that left-hand side, and that really the best cross of the match so far in the game. A tremendous cross into the far post, and Stoke defender there having to head over and give Port Vale a corner. This could be dangerous. Guppy's going to curl this in with his left foot. Let's see what can happen from this one.
Well, they've not had too much joy from corners so far in the match, Port Vale. Let's see what they can do here, though. Steve Guppy swinging this one towards the goal with the left foot. Foyle! It's there! Martin Foyle has scored for Port Vale. Well, we said it just took one moment of magic, and it was there from Steve Guppy combining with the great Martin Foyle, who gets his 18th strike of the season. Simon.
Well, I tipped Martin Foyle to score, actually. I was on a slight wager on that before the kick-off. He hasn't scored for a while. That was an absolute superb delivery of a corner from Steve Guppy. We were mentioning that delivery had to be inch perfect, and Martin Foyle, the Stoke defence, didn't pick him up. An absolute superb header from Martin Foyle, and Port Vale are in front.
So at the moment it's Martin Foyle that's continued to be a thorn in Stoke City's side, as he has been in the past. But wait a moment, Stoke City try to come forward, but it was cut out by Ian Bogey. And in space now, Tony Naylor tries to cut across the face, gets it back, tries the clever chip. And Tony Naylor, well, Simon, I'll leave the comment to you.
Very unlucky there, of course. Sigurdsson got across, got an excellent challenge in on Naylor. The ball ricocheting back to Naylor, and then of course he tries to be very cheeky indeed, tries to chip Ronnie Sinclair, saw him off his line, but of course chipped that one just a little too high.
20,429 watching this game this afternoon, and that's a great game that this afternoon. And it's all added to an interesting confrontation on the pitch. No confrontations off the pitch, we're pleased to say, and it's been an absolutely tremendous atmosphere as Port Vale press forward again through Tony Naylor. That's going to be a goal kick. It was shoulder to shoulder, and you don't get much change out of Ian Cranston, Simon.
You certainly don't there. The little fella against the big fella there, and it was easy to see who was going to win that one. The big fella Cranston just shouldering into Tony Naylor, pushing him off his feet, and that being a goal kick straight away.
David and Goliath, you can say. John Gale, though, it's hit at Pesky. Salido's got a chance to level it. It's come off the bar. Gale, and Pesky Salido holds his head in his hands, but he did everything right. It was a marvellous strike there, Simon.
Superb run from Pesky Salido, then he got an excellent shot in. Unfortunately for Port Vale, the ball coming back off the post, but as you say, Pesky Salido did everything right. Tremendous shot, but unfortunately for Stoke, it came back off the post.
This is Butler, makes for the byline, cuts the cross over. It's an excellent cross. Musselwhite in there, and Gleghorn was there, and yet again Port Vale can breathe, Simon.
That's quite right, yes. I think the Vale were looking for a foul on goalkeeper Paul Musselwhite. So often referees, of course, always favour a goalkeeper, but the ball screaming out of Musselwhite's grasp, and an excellent chance for Gleghorn, but he couldn't quite get his foot over the ball and put it into the back of the net.
Wallace then measures the cross. John Gale's there, hooked in by Sigurdsson. Foyle back defending, overhead by Pesky Salido. And Pesky and Salido, Neil Aspin and Dean Glover have words, and John Gale, and I don't think I'd like to argue with John Gale.
Quite right, I don't think I'd like to bang it to John Gale at the best of times, but he went in there as peacemaker. I think Pesky Salido was a bit unhappy with Dean Glover there, but they tried to shake hands there. Gale coming in and quite rightly sorted things out.
Porter it is with a cross. Hits Vince Overson though. Gleghorn measures one forward, and Sanderman slides into Cranston, and that's going to be a sending off. He's already been booked. And Ian Cranston is sent off, and I find that remarkable. I find that absolutely remarkable. I did not think that was a sending off offence.
Certainly right, we'd have to see that incident again, but Sandyman went in on the far side, he slid in for a challenge. Cranston, the ball was there to be won, 50-50, but obviously the referee has seen things differently, and he's sent Cranston off. Bad news to Stoke, they're reduced to 10 men now. a little under 5 minutes to go. Can't understand the referee's decision there. Very strange. Certainly not a malicious challenge in any sort of way by Ian Cranston. Now we have a spectator on the pitch.
So Kevin Keane, well, it was the corner that Port Vale scored from. Candace Spear, the corner that Stoke City scored from. Musselwhite was held back there. Bogey though can clear. And Tony Naylor, he's got time, he needs a bit of space. Lays it back for Bogey. Bogey cuts infield and releases a marvellous spoil out there for Martin Foyle. Foyle cuts back infield, looks for the shot, hits Gleghorn. Porter's there. Drags it wide of the near post.
The very last throw of the dice.
As Simon said, it's going to be the very last throw of the dice from the referee. Has already looked at the watch. Ball played forward though. Keane. Paul Allen in there. Bogey it is that gets the ball back to Sanderman. And that's it! It's a historic Port Vale victory. Port Vale take the honours for the first time in the league. And just for his final comments, brief as they may be, Simon.
An absolute superb derby game. I think Neil has been there epitomising how he feels for those Port Vale supporters away to my left. Absolutely delighted. A tremendous game decided by a superb goal from Martin Foyle. Steve Guppy's right wing corner, curled him with his left foot. Foyle there with a header. I said we didn't get too many goals in Potteries derbies. A set piece finally deciding it. But I'm sure that Port Vale and their players, in particular manager now John Rodge, he can sit back and relax that bit more, because that 3 points now definitely secures First Division football next season for Port Vale. Superb performance from Stoke. They battled, they harried, they tried divest in the opening half, but in the second half they were penalised when Cranston was sent off for a very debatable decision indeed. But I'm sure Port Vale absolutely delighted with that performance. Final score of Port Vale 1, Stoke 0. Excellent performance from Port Vale.